John here. It's Friday, the 8th of August 2040. Happens to be my birthday today. So, I just want to update with how we're getting on with our website. We've put a crown there of Queen Victoria on the front of the you'll see the dragon on the left and the lion on the right. The dragon is our battle of the MOAI Federal State, more or less government here in New Zealand. We're starting off our own Hapu, the old Confederation. I'll put some photos of Mohi Manukau, and he left me with all his credentials for the Manukau land, company titles over the lands, from the Kaipara to the Waikatos to Russell, and all of that I have documented. I have videoed and all his story, so that's not being told yet. So I've got all his history for Auckland, the new Auckland, what they called it. Scottish company, a real estate company, first put the titles at Cornwallis. That goes back to the Celtic Jurats land survey. That was the, at that time, legal title. They confiscated all the New Zealand company titles from New South Wales and the government of Wellington there. That's why they got no titles. We've got them. So you'll see that Jamie and I are reconstructing the Confederation. That is very much the commercial arm of Queen Victoria. She set up a trust for us in 1844. I think you've seen a little bit of that here and there, but what we're going to do is we're going to make an announcement to the administrators of that trust, who I believe is the round table, the old round table that has it's made up of the businesses. The business round table is made up of companies, corporations that are the biggest here, making new economies and a Commonwealth trade. So, but they are running under somebody's flag, and it better not be ours, the Confederation flag, because they are the 1/8 deal of that trust, and we are the 7/8 portion of that trust, the 7 wakas, canoes, and theirs is these the immigrants I'm talking about, the British immigrants. It's nothing to do with anybody else. It's a private contract, commercial contract, mortgage under Admiralty title, Admiralty jurisdiction, that we're expressing here. So you'll see an old Confederation site, Native Confederation, and you'll see the photo of the old chiefs. So I was with that group, Mohi Manukau and Delwi Hongi, and it's got her phone number there. So Andrew Smale was the secretary of that organisation then. Then Amato Akarana Rewi, he sacked him right there when I was at the meeting, sacked him. Okay, so he lost his title of the secretary of our Confederation then, and installed himself. As far as I'm concerned, that stands at this stage on the commercial side of these documents I'm doing. So everybody that's had a hand in promoting this flag here, the 1835 Declaration of Independence flag, jurisdiction of King William IV. This is the only bank trading flag, commercial bank trading flag of commerce in the world. This one here is the one that's more likely that the government here in New Zealand is using for their new company. Is called the Initiative New Zealand, Initiative NZ, registered company here. So I'm going to do a search on them. We're doing that already, Jamie and I, and we're going to do an audit. We're going to audit an audit. We're going to put a warrant on them to find what are they up to. Okay, so what I'm picking, see, I'm thinking all the time, and you'll see all of that come out on our site graphically, where all the money is going from this country. Now, what they're supposed to do is to organise business, and what Bill English is supposed to do, because he's got Del Wihongi's daughter as her right-hand man. So that means that she is either usurping Del Wihongi's presidency of this confederation. Okay, there's only one confederation that I've been in that can stand up to Waitangi, Titi Marae Waitangi. It's where I go through Kingi Taurua and Papaheihei. So those are the only two chiefs so far. The rest have slowly passed away, and so we're now left with the commercial side of them. And this is to you, Kingi. You watch this video. I'm doing this not on my own behalf, but on you and Titi Marae, with the chiefs there. So you can read all this stuff online. I'm doing this job. It won't take a whole tribe to do it. It only needs, it's very careful going over. It's very delicate on how it's presented. So I'm going to audit the Initiative New Zealand company to see where the funds are going and from the commerce side of their businesses. And now I'm thinking that they're the ones who are picking up from the councils in like Auckland City Council and Rodney City Council and Wellington City Council. All the councils, they are responsible for picking up the interest and the principal from the people who occupy the lands, right? So those British, I'm talking about British immigrants that they're classed as here, living on our lands. They're only here paying for the use of the land, and that money is picked up and sent to Queen Elizabeth, okay, for our trust. She's the head trustee, said that before. And so these company is promoting the Commonwealth businesses that Prince Andrew got caught skullduggery, fraud with his mother, fraud now. We're foreclosed on her. We're auditing her. We're waiting for David Cameron, the Prime Minister of British government, UK, to answer our letter. He hasn't yet, so I'm going to write him another one today and put the letterheads on it with King William, that's his ancestor, that he's thumbing his nose up to. This flag here should be standing up in Westminster Parliament. They are using it. The Vatican, most likely, is using our flag because that's the only one. You'll see it flying on the Shore Saddle, the biggest flag on the top on the mast, and it's got the flag, this flag, on the front of the boat. So that's still there now. The P&O used to have it on their ships, but they've sold the company, and so that disappeared. And so, but you'll see P&O, the sign in the Bank of England. P&O sign right there, clearly there. This is the flag that flew on those ships for free passage through the world, trade and commerce and banking. Okay, this flag took the Bank of England around the world. Okay, so that's just to tell you that I'm looking at going back to the beginning. I've started from that in England with King William, and then Queen Victoria Trust, and then to Queen Elizabeth Trust, head trustee. Prince Andrew is the trustee, and also the King and Queen of Spain, Juan Carlos, and King Juan Carlos and Princess Sophia, Queen Sophia, sorry. So they've gone now, they're abdicated to their son, Filipino guy, so he's out of the question because you can't have fourth party. So we've got third party, we've got us and Queen Victoria, first party to this trust, that the gold and everything, all those assets are in the same trust. They're borrowing, all the banks are borrowing the money from that trust. And this country here's banks, all the NZ Bank and all the banks are borrowing the money from our trust. Okay, still borrowing it from there. It's controlled. Okay, so we are taking control of our trust and booting them out. Okay, and the businesses who are running it here, they're 1/8 of the stars. You'll see the stars on this flag. You see 8 points on this flag. So one of the points on the star is for Queen Victoria. The other 7 points are for our 7 wakas, like Tainui, Takatimu, Horota, and so forth, on that flag. Okay, so they're supposed to get their share from the, not rent, interest, they say, or ground rent for the use of this land here. So they don't really own it. If we cut off the trust and everything in their business, they got to go, because there's no one to pay the interest to anymore for the ground rent for this land. They occupy only. Okay, so all the titles are only occupation conveyancing titles. They are not titles. They are not the original title. We have the titles here. We have the titles here, okay, in these books, and that I've been left with, right? I've been charged with this Maori government here, charter, okay, the 59th state charter of the government of Aotearoa. This is a real book, people, I'm showing you. So it's got everything in here, and Sue Nakora is the mastermind behind a lot of the, she's the Prime Minister of the Maori government. So we're leaving her to do the Maori government. We are doing the MOAI federal state. So there's 2 different things. One is Admiral, that's us, with the commerce. So the Maori government doesn't have any money. It's got the land, but it hasn't got any business. The MOAI federal state has the business with this flag, and the Maoris haven't used it because the Maori is a mixed up mixture of Pākehā, British and everybody else now, for that matter, in it. But they haven't defined whose trust it is, okay? And Karen Hudis across America, well, she's stuck in Japan now, so she can't go back to America. She'll get locked up for spilling the beans, like Snowden on America. So they've gone and blackmailed their country. And so this is the book I was telling you about, that Akarana Rewi Amato Akarana Amato Rewi has constructed this for the Pacific Islands. So where our wakas came from, all our canoes came here. They all came here from the islands, right? Well, they were the first here. The first here is the last to leave. Okay, so the last here is the first to leave. I'm just saying, there's no argument with whose religion is here. As you can see now, the churches are just nothing but fraud. Okay, inside the churches, that deceptive language. That's not our culture. That wasn't ours. We've got our own. We have our own. You'll see it on our website on the front. You'll see how we put our own traditional history together. Okay, we're just writing it up now, the right way, not the wrong way. We've got Pākehā teaching Maori how to be Maori, which is stupid actually. And so John Key, he's got a problem now because we know what they're up to, but we're going to put it online. And so he can't even get his name out of the box of the Admiralty Court. Once you're in the Admiralty Court, you're stuck. You can't get out of it, because that law is all about the finance, the bank, the mortgage, the liens, and unless you know how to work it, you'll never get out of it. So we've got common law as well that's we're the original surnames of this country. Okay, the first wakas. Then those Queen Victoria ships. You'll see 1868. 1868 when Queen Victoria took the first Moai off East Island. Then she headed away for 100 years, over 100 years, and so from that legacy, you got the federal state started up in America. Okay, I'm telling a true story. I put it up there. The topaz, the same year. It's not a coincidence. It happened. It was set up. Where the British part comes into Admiralty in America is right there on 1868. That's when the sovereignty was taken away from America and gone into the British through that Moai statue being lifted off East Island at 1868. The same year the federal state took over and proclaimed America is a sovereign state, British rule. Okay, so I'll put that there too as well. And that's why they're caught up with Karen Hudez saying that America has a deal with the British. That's the only deal they've got, not the money side. They've only got a deal that made them sovereignty, and anything that derived from being in control goes back to the trust. And it's not our fault how they administer it. We're going to audit that trust and sack them because they've been shady deals. And all that money going on wars has come out of that trust. If it's come out of that trust, you're in trouble. All you countries have borrowed money to bail yourselves out. The banks will be in trouble. I'm telling you now, the ANZ Bank is taking out $15 from my account and $20 and $5 and all the exorbitant fees on my account, and so I've got a bone to pick with you and Westpac for conveyancing the titles on 61 Cook Street. I'll still go on about 61 Cook Street because I haven't finished with it yet. So I'm finished with the bank said will foreclose on you, Westpac, for violating what I had put together in documents like this, okay, for 61 Cook Street, to seize it. I'm going to seize it, but I'm just waiting for Philip Taylor, CIB. I'm working with the police. Don't forget, I'm working with the police, not against them, but we need them, and they know. They know if there's a fraud, we will deal with it in our way. Okay, so they have no jurisdiction. The police and the government here has got no jurisdiction over Moai Admiralty of King William IV. Okay, so all our legacy you'll see on our website today, and you'll see we'll have each country with their flag. You see Scotland 1, my powerhouse Scotland 1. So that means we're only going to put the stamp of the company Ngātua Aotearoa Limited, and that's registered here in New Zealand. That's one-off a trillion shares, 999, 999, 999, 999 shares. Okay, and we split that as a parent company of my powerhouse in the 250 countries. So what we're going to do is, it's our job as the 7/8 partnership under that contract, commercial contract with the British, that I'm still waiting for Cameron to acknowledge our flag, acknowledge this flag and put it up in Parliament, that one. Okay, he should have had this flag up as his ancestor. They're not, they're frightened because they know it's nothing to do with them. It's only to do with us and King William and Queen Victoria. Nothing to do with anybody else. It's a private contract, people. And you know what private contracts are? They're like affidavits. Okay? Affidavits. That's what the French government uses. Affidavits as their admiralty law. Okay? My word against yours. So we're using King William and his authority, his seal, with him on his horse, and his naval crown and anchor as the survey marks, and his navy ship, and we're using that for his manifest on his ships around the world free passage to pick up the prized possession, to take it back to England. That's our interest, right? That's our security of interest. All of that gold has come from Queen Elizabeth, however means she derived everything. She would not be able to ship it without a king, okay? King of the sea, King's Bench, King's Royal Revenue, King everything, okay? So that's the position I'm taking, his position, and speaking for him, okay? I have every right as his business partner, one-on-one, first right of claim, okay, as the first party. The second party is the Queen, Elizabeth. She's the second party because it's nothing to do with her. It's only to do with us and Queen Victoria, the contract, and the flag to carry the booty from here to there and to ship commerce under this trading flag, Bank of England. So we're going to audit the Bank of England, audit Her Majesty's Treasury in London and New Zealand. Okay, we want to audit. I'm going to put the documents together. I'm going to put them together, and we're going to seize Cook Street. It'll finance the first bit of it. Then it's all on. Then it's all on, because so far it's looking good, right? Right on my birthday today. So happy birthday to me. Jamie, go out with my daughters today. One's coming from Australia, Catherine, and Ashley here just graduated yesterday. Congratulations to you, Ashley, for graduating at university. Might come in handy. She's in accounting and commerce. Okay, so we've got somebody in the family that's able to do that side of things, and we've got in the British Rogans married the Manukau's. Okay, just to let you know, the Rogan family, the English, they're more Irish, I think, and they married the Manukau's and married the Wanoas on the east coast, so they went straight to them before 1840. And so they were the judges, and the judges and the surveys, land surveys, right? Those two brains. And then you've got the Cosgroves. The Cosgroves are the lawyers in Australia, New Zealand, and America, Canada. Okay, so the Cosgroves married the Wanoas. So that's where all this thing's coming from, in our side of the native Tahitian, Rarotongan. Okay, so Jamie's Rarotongan, Maori, Scottish, Irish. Okay, so that's the make of the Stewarts. So she's going under the S-T-U-A-R-T, as so Jeff Foley says so. And Jeff is coming with us to England because it's his land. He's like us. We're the originals here. He's the original in England, Wales. Okay, so it's the Welsh flag. We've got 4 flags. His flag, Scottish, Welsh, England, and then we've got the Moai flag, the pyramid, and the obelisk, sun god Ra, and Makamake planet, and that's our flag. And the cross is the dark red, blood of pure God's DNA to earth, and the Moai is earth. It's made of earth, and his hat on his head, his crown is earth. Okay, so it's a basket of knowledge, and that's what I'm telling a story about who a Moai is, because some people ask, what's a Moai? Who's a Moai? We are the descendants of our ancestors, the Tahitians, that built them. Okay, they built them for us to mark the earth, for us to know who we are in this world and how it was made up. and why they're standing in a long line like that and pointing that way to the east and north and whatnot, to the stars. And so it's got its own stories, okay? Because me and Jamie's going to go there. I'm going to sit down. It's very easy for me to find who's the originals from those who are mixed up in the wrong bloodlines, okay? So it's to determine the origination, and then we go to Raiatea, where those people came from, okay? They didn't come from America or anywhere. They came from Raiatea. You listen to the voice. Listen to me talking, right? My accent. Listen to Tahitians talking the accent very closely. Listen to Rapanui, the words Rapanui, right, and Mokonui. So you go from Rapanui, on East Island, that's Big Shine. Big Shine, that's the sun at midday in straight up from Rapanui at 12 o'clock. You go down to the east coast of the North Island, New Zealand, on our land block. The closest distance to the sun is the Ra sun, is the first sun in the world to rise in the morning, 6 o'clock. So midday on Rapanui to 6 a.m. Midday to 6 a.m. Mokonui. Mokonui, big face. Okay, you'll see it on Desmond, all these carvings here. Every little stroke of carving has a meaning. Every carving that's on somebody's body has a meaning. It's a statement. It's a statement. He's making a statement from this era to 1835. From then on, there was nothing from Rapanui like that. You wouldn't see. That's only caused by white men making war. So they were painted up for war, okay, against themselves first, and then the British came and supported our war, our domestic fighting. They came with a gun and banged us down and cheated, okay? They cheated with a fire stick. And so we got fire stick too, Tamati, and go bang, and then you get locked up. Oh dear. Anyway, I'm just saying that we're going to investigate. Well, I already know. It's for everybody else to see. The Initiative New Zealand Company. That's a whole conglomerate of businesses around the table. They leave us out. They leave us out because they think we're dumb. Okay? No, not really. When the British looking at the mischief people here, they know we have the title and we can go into it with them. I'm going to bring the British military, if they'll allow, to Rangitukia down the east coast. Finally, we have some protection. Then this government over here took them all away. Helen Clark got rid of our Air Force. Right? Now John Key's getting rid of the Navy ships because they haven't got a budget to pay for it. You know why? Because they can't get their paws into the money in our trust anymore because the Queen stopped it. Because they were helping themselves to our trust. You see, I know now what's happening here. So their days are numbered in the government here, and all those politicians have got their name in the box. You're ready for trial. You're a debtor, levy debtors. Okay? Levy debtors. We're the creditor. You're the debtor because you don't have a title to the land. You must have a title good enough. Those are only conveyancing titles on the land to get a mortgage. That's what King William put together with this flag, was a lien instrument to go to the bank to borrow money to develop the land. Okay, that's what it was. And he gave us the same opportunity to do it. We're still self-government if we want to, because those laws were made for us. So all in these documents here, it's a long time to put them online for everybody to read, but I'm gradually getting some things online for everybody to see. So that's all I want to say today, was that we'll get this Confederation business going on. We'll have MOAI Powerhouse 1, Scotland, MOAI Powerhouse 2, New Zealand, MOAI Powerhouse 3, London, England, Britain, UK, and so on, till Zimbabwe 250. MOAI Powerhouse 250, Zimbabwe. So there'll be one page for each of the countries, of the 250 countries, where this will disperse to the members. When you join up, you just go and press your own flag in your own country. You can press another one. You can go and buy shares in Scotland, if you're from somewhere, it doesn't matter. But basically all the Scottish information, I'm going to block out anybody putting posts on there, so those two, the stamp for the website will be down below, and the deposits for your shares. You can buy £25 a share. We're going to start off with £25 a share for a single share, and £10 to join. Okay, so we're using Droplet. Mobile phone is better because it costs you no fees to deposit the money in. Okay, it's better than going to the bank. It's a lot of muck around. And we're going to use TagPay. I'm registering the company in England, and so we've got set up there already now with Matt Taylor. Okay, we're using him for manager for us, and for the tidal turbine project, and then we're going to promote it there as well in Dover. We already got some plans there to do two things. If the government turns its head this way, finally, if they do, if they hurry up, Cameron's dragging the train, and they know it's getting worse in there with the fraud. Okay, it's getting worse. You can see it every day spilling out. Already over 600 people gone. The Lord's gone out of Westminster because of fraud and pedophiles. It's not good, not a good look, especially with the Queen running away as well on top of it, without trust, and leaving an empty void there. So it'll be appropriate for us to come in there and promote the flag, put the flag up. Once we put this flag up, that means we'll have this running, the shares running, and in the 250 countries. So we can ship straight around the 250 countries of members, and they veto in any of the states. So if we get 1 billion shares out of any of the countries, that 1 billion shares people can come here and veto against 2 million voters. Okay, so the cut out, with the economy and everything. So it's a better base. The people run it, not the corporates. We can run this thing on a shoestring, and with it, and online. Okay, online is quicker to do things online, remote. So far, so good. So we apologise for the way the website is, but that's the best we can do because we don't know anything about websites. At least it works. You can read. If you can read, you can read. So we're not professionals at that, but all the information that you need to know is there. The turbine spins, and we've got enough to say that it's a good, not a rip-off or a con or whatever. So everything we do is genuine, and the benefits go back to the cooperative membership. Okay, so once you join, you have the rights of British, because that's what we have. We already have rights as British citizens, our people. Okay, they join. The other ones, the iwi and their hapus, they'll have to stay with the Queen on the other side down in the John Key once we cut it off. Once we cut it off, so you have a chance in at least the next few weeks before election time to come in. Otherwise, when they have elections and they're getting another government, we can knock them right out. Okay, they'll have no right to govern here anymore. But that's not my call. That's not my call. Sue Nakora knows everything about governments. She's very good. In fact, she'd do a better job than them down there, and honest, straight. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that. But she's waiting for me to get our funding going from the Cook Street seizure, because there is a fraud there. I just need to get a letter from Philip Taylor, the CIB, to say, in fact, there is a fraud. I put the letter, the last one I got from him, from London when I got ripped off the £16 million. So he'll put another one together for me to say that 61 Cook Street's a fraud, so we just go straight in there. So that'll get us going. And it'll get all the shareholders going, and people are waiting. Thank you very much for waiting. That's the best I can do. Only a little crew. We only got 4 of us: Desmond, me, Jamie, and Dean Murray. So we've got others, but these are the key ones that are private prosecutors. Okay, they're the 4 private prosecutors. We can prosecute without going to court. and do it online. Okay, I'll bring it and we'll go over it and get it ready for Grey Mallet, the private investigator, and he's an ex-UK detective, so he knows all about the law there and the law here, and we all about law. Okay, it's my family blood, it's in me to stick to the law, and so we're doing pretty good. So when you buy a share for £25, you get a share free. If anybody else is buying shares for somebody else in a village or something like that, they've got 5,000 people, and they're leading the whole bunch of the people in the village. He's responsible for all of them, but we only deal with him as being the shareholder of their trust, and that's all we're concerned about. It's the same system as Bullion Vault Gold is using. They don't have agents going around and using other people's names. So we can use, we're allowed to use Bullion Vault, but we're not allowed to make out that we are Bullion Vault or do exactly what I told me not to do, and is to put everybody under our name. They have to have their own name, right? So in our system, you're your own self. And that's how the deposits go in, and somebody buying shares for somebody else, it's like, well, it's very difficult to police something we can't see. We only got a name, and we only deal with that one person and the one share. Okay, so that's all I want to say for now. There's nothing else I wanted to show some more, but I think that's long enough. I wanted to show a bit of the project, but we'll leave that for another video. Okay, thank you very much. It's now 7:30 AM in Auckland, New Zealand, and wishing you a good day today. And I'll be going up for breakfast soon with my daughters and their mum. Okay, just going to have some nice thing to eat. Thank you very much. Bye for now. Enjoy.